Well, hello, my star seeds, my light workers, indigo children, crystal children. It's going to be a reading for the year for those who identify with those names. Welcome to my channel. My name is CJ, and I'm super excited to do this reading for all of the star seeds out there. If those names don't really mean anything to you, there's a message in this reading regardless. Maybe you're curious about this and you're in the middle of your awakening, and you may realize that there are things that are being shown to you that you might want to discover. Co-create. Thank you. So I'm using thank you. These cards are hopping. I am using the Star Temple Oracles. These are Pleiadian messages. I'm tapping into my Pleiadian side. So we're going to get the Pleiadian messages, and then we'll use the Starseed Oracle and get some further messages. I love this because this is about the star, the seven sisters here. And so these are female archetypes that come from the Pleiades star cluster. There are seven, obviously seven, but we're also going to, I'll read you a little bit further information so it can help you if any of these three cards resonate with you. Number one, number two, there's crystals that are associated with each one of these archetypes. So I will go through and find those for you and tell you what those are. Okay, and it's beautiful because we have three different sisters here. So male or female energy, these are archetypes, these are what the names of the stars are in the Pleiadian cluster. So let us begin. I've already cleansed this space and had a little meditation, just so you know, because I have been in the yearlies for everyone else. I actually had to take a day off so I could get to where we are right now, just to refocus my energy in that plane. So our first card is Asterope, and I probably say this wrong, Asterope. The Sacred Orchard, co-create. My abundance mindset attracts endless blessings. So that's a mantra. My abundance mindset attracts endless blessings. My abundance mindset attracts endless blessings. So you say that 3 times, and so it is. This is the number 33. Sacred Orchard, co-create. And I'll read the crystals and the other messages afterwards. This is Togeta, 27, the storyteller, intention. I am the narrator of my life. I am the narrator of my life. I am the narrator of my life. And so it is. So already we have the intentions. Now we're in January, so, we're talking about that right now. But this is on the Starseed Collective. So this is the intention for the collective. This energy that we hold right now is what's helping us get this changeover into the new earth. It isn't easy. As you can tell, I just breathe really heavily, because last year in particular, and over the course of the last couple of years, but last year we had major portals, major planet alignments, things that haven't happened in, a gazillion years. And, it's an exaggeration, but I think you know what I'm talking about. And so the energy was strong. It was many times difficult. I'm not sure about my other star seeds out there, but I have had a lot of energy issues because of all the solar flares and things that we're getting that are helping to align the planet. Also, I find myself extremely emotional when even if I'm just watching a program and a commercial comes on, and it has to do with either animals or children or something along those lines. And as an empath as well, I'm feeling that energy. It's extremely difficult. I have to spend a lot of time alone. I have to spend a lot of time grounding. I have to take time off in between the readings. And I have a great amount of brain fog sometimes because I just am holding so much energy for everyone. So if you're feeling that, this is, it's not unusual. So this intention and the narrator of my life. Not only are you that for yourself, but you're that for the collective as well. And we are co-creating. What we're co-creating right now is to build this new earth, to find our oneness, to find our soul tribe, to work together, holding that vibration of love, is not easy. We're in a place of so much. I have ash on me from my from my smoking and cleansing. Sorry about that. Holding this vibration with all the negativity out there, not an easy task. So thank you for holding that. The Oracle forecast. I am the Oracle. My intuitive insights flow freely. This is Seleno. Gorgeous card. Now this is Jade. I know this right away by looking at it. Jade. Isn't that beautiful? Forecast. What are we forecasting? What are you seeing? What do you know to be your truth? And allowing and receiving the words from your star family, your star, whomever, wherever that may be. It's beautiful. Okay. Let's go with Asterope first. Number 33, number 27, which is a 9, and 19, which becomes a 1. I think Asterope is lapis lazuli, third eye chakra. Okay, Asterope is one of the faintest stars in the Pleiades constellation and is sometimes difficult to see with the naked eye. Her name means lightning or starry-faced, and she is often referred to as the Star Mother. Chakra is the third eye. Make sure you keep that cleansed. Carry the crystal lapis lazuli. The archetype is the visionary. With the gift of foresight and intuitive vision, Asterope represents the visionary. As a clairvoyant, she has clear psychic visions and is able to see the bigger picture for the universal collective. Her dream is to assist with the cosmic ascension through empathic leadership and grace. She exemplifies the third eye chakra, helping you to connect to your inner vision and creative imagination. So what was I just saying about that empathic leadership, but also holding that space and creating this new earth, right? So Asterope's other archetypes include the mother, creatrix, wise woman, or crone. You know what? I might pull the dreams of Gaia. Thank you. She supports and sustains rebirth, fruitfulness, feminine strength. She will support you to find, realize, and manifest your higher purpose, then nurture it through to fruition. So with the sacred orchid there, it's very reminiscent of the Empress. The crone is just a wonderful archetype too, and that's in the dreams of Gaia. I'll pull out some clarifying cards for you, but you're in this moment of co-creating with the cosmos to hold the space and see the future, which we have to do, or will be doing. Not have to do anything, but we will be doing this through at least 2026 to hold the space and allow this changeover to occur. Let's see, to get the... Yeah, it's been a ride, hasn't it? It's really been a ride. There she is. She's so lovely. Aquamarine, if you have that crystal, it's beautiful. Tegeta is a binary star and one of the brightest in the Pleiades constellation. She's also known as the mistress of animals because her strong affiliation with wilderness and wild animals. So she is throat chakra with aquamarine. A double star of the Pleiades cluster. Some say Tegeta is also the twin sister of Artemis, the Greek goddess of the hunt, protectress of wild animals and powerful magic weaver. These like-minded twins are happiest when running wild and free in the forest, defending sacred sisterhood, children, and animals. The archetype is the storyteller. She's the leader of all knowledge of wisdom and truth. Tegeta is the narrator of life, instigating personal growth and spiritual evolution through the sharing of intentional stories. Tegeta helps you to seek through the wisdom in your own stories to move forward fearlessly and not get stuck in repetitive story that no longer serves you. There's freedom in the mindful pursuit of spiritual awareness and deep surrender. She links in with the throat chakra to assist intuitive expression and truth. You know, as I was saying, you know your truth, you know what the new earth is, you're downloading through meditation, through intuition, through walks, through nature, however that works for you. Spreading this love, keeping and holding this space, and telling the stories, you know, in the ways that you can. You know, some people are just going to look at you like you're crazy. But other people, when you just share that, you know, you come from a place of love, you know, you have your soul tribe, you are connected to the greater universe, this is your process, whatever that may be for you. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful thing. I'm often reminded of the intimacy and the pleasure that's held when people sit around a table. And it reminded me this holiday season, this past, during all the festivities, when people reminisce and tell stories of the past and what grandmother, grandfather, great, so and so and so, and my great, what great, 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 whatever that they remember. This is originally how how history was passed through, whether it was drawn when the ability to draw came, but past that, it was storytelling. A lot of the native peoples and tribes continue to do this. This is how they pass down their legacies and their history so that no one forgets it. And it's the same thing that you do around the table or with friends, and you reminisce a story, and people are enthralled. People don't talk. They sit and listen. And this is one of the greatest things that should never leave. The spoken word and passing down and channeling whatever it is, knowing your truth and speaking is essential for continuing to hold this high vibration for everyone. And you'll find the people that want to hear it. But in the same token, if you're not out there talking to people or doing things from that point, holding that truth for yourself, knowing your truth and living your truth and seeing your vision. You can do it on a solitary basis or with a group of people, doesn't matter. Because just you holding that truth for yourself raises the vibration of the whole collective. The Oracle. Seleno, what's the forecast? Let's see. I love Seleno too. 19. Here she is. She is Jade. Yes, heart chakra. Seleno is the smallest star in the Pleiades star constellation and the youngest of the seven sisters. She is blue and white in color, but due to her size and fringe location, she can be difficult to spot with the naked eye. Her name means darkness or blackness. The Oracle. As the described oracle, Seleno heals and empowers with psychic guidance and gift of prophecy from the heart. This divine feminine archetype represents the enlightened visionary who offers useful insight, intuitive awareness, and predictions with the assistance of her loving spirit guides. She is the heart whisperer, spirit correspondent, and medium that bridges heaven and earth. Seleno's devotion to the being of sacred service to the enlightenment of the universal collective personifies dedication, spiritual astuteness, and unconditional love. As the youngest, she also represents maiden and daughter archetypes. In these aspects, she offers spiritual purity and truth, not influenced by social conditioning. Seleno connects us to our heart intelligence and heightened clairsentience, that clear psychic feeling that you have, and empathy. Her heart chakra is the sacred portal to cosmic knowledge and divine love. Excuse me. So, still dealing with that tickle in my throat. So, as I was saying about coming from the heart space, in all things we do, our manifestation comes from the heart, because even though we say it, we need to feel it in order to receive it, right? And our meditation should come from that space as well. So, as a collective and individuals, I hope those messages from the Pleiades help you. It's some cool stuff we got going on for this year. It's going to be another topsy-turvy year, but I feel there's going to be more ups than downs. We have Jupiter in Pisces right now, which is always wonderful. It's usually a good energy with the expansion of luck and good fortune with Jupiter. Especially with Pisces and seeing things watery, intuition, psychic insights. I think when we have Saturn and Uranus together, we'll probably have some hiccups there. We all love Uranus, the bad boy of the planets, likes to shake things up. Surrender, holding the opposites extremes of life. Fall into my arms. How beautiful is that? Wow. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. You know, I have to remind myself of that almost every day. That I have to not look at the micro that's happening, but come and see it from a bigger picture. Now I'm ruled by Jupiter. I'm a Sagittarius, so in those regards, I have the ability to do that. And sometimes they, you know, people say, how come you're always looking at the big picture, the optimism side, which is true. You know, you need to pay attention to the details, and that's where my Libra comes in. But how can I say this? The smallness of an individual can sometimes feel overwhelming when you're thinking about how can I potentially make any change. You know, who am I? And then your spiritual side kicks in and says, well, you are part of the universe. We are all one. You are part of Great Spirit, the universe, God, however you choose to use it. You know, refer to that. And since you do come from the stars and are made of stardust, tap into that. And know that just by being here, you're affecting the change, which is an amazing thought. So I can just be here and hold a good vibration. So everywhere I go, when I smile and say hello to people, that raises their vibration, which then raises somebody else's vibration. And it's a ripple. It's a ripple that goes throughout. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. The courageous peony. This is under the forecast here. Okay. So, Mother of the Sea is the goddess. So in this deck you have God, goddess. God would be Atlas in this, and Mother of the Sea, Pleione. I surrender to the boundless creative flow of the ocean is her comment. And then this one is I'm sorry, defenselessness, riding past wrongs, uprooting. This is when we do that forgiveness of all, and we sometimes have to do that shadow work, and we have to remember to say I'm sorry, I love you. Is it Hawaiian? I believe it is. It's I love you, please forgive me, I am sorry. Something else. I mean, somebody can comment on it. And you do this for the forgiveness. You don't necessarily have to forget the wrong, but if we all stay in an area of disillusionment, hate, upset, anger, then that brings our vibration down. And the best way to do it is to apologize in your own head, in your own heart, for whomever it is that you've worked with that has hurt you, because apparently everyone in our life is reason, season, or lifetime. And with that lesson, in order to get that lesson, you had to contribute. So, you know, we are all one, and the things that we don't like about other people sometimes are the things that we don't like about ourselves. So by apologizing and working through this, you release it, learn the lesson, and move forward. At least that, you know, that's for me. May not work for everybody. It's not easy, and it's a constant reminder to myself to do so. Because trust me, my fire sign wants to just, and Sag tongue, ooh, you know what? Ooh, that's all I can say. Trying to keep my mouth shut sometimes is the hardest thing. You know, and I'm making fun of my own self in this, so I hope you understand. I'm not saying that about all Sages. I am saying that about myself, though. All right, since we did see the crone energy in here, it's one of my favorite archetypes. I am technically the crone. You know, back in the old day, crones and hags and all this stuff, and the words that they use that are sort of used as derogatory for women were actually witches, healers, women who have gone past the stage of fertility in their body, like they've gone, you know, through menopause, but they were still vibrant, have tons of energy, are the ones who could affect change, often leaders in the community, healers, as I said before. But, you know, it became, but because they were so tapped in and independent in many, many ways, it it became the object of ridicule and persecution. So, luckily we've gone past that. You know, so your crone energies are those who are like the cool aunt, you know, grandmother, people, somebody you work with that you just think, wow, Four of Pentacles, yeah, co-create. So we're building that foundation, you know, couldn't ask for a better card. Building that, Four of Earth, building that foundation, and it's an Earth card for all, you know, holding this energy and co-creating with the star brothers and sisters is not easy. So I congratulate you on that. Okay, come on. Thank you. Oh, to get that. Ah, Queen of Earth, storyteller, intention. We're getting a lot of earth energies here. So I love that along with the star energy, because Earth is, you know, Earth as a planet, our stars that are around us, our sun, our moons, you know. We're healing this Earth. We are building. Queen of Earth, maternal, Empress energy, again. Intention, storyteller. What are we going to tell people about our Earth? Building a new Earth. Wow. Yeah, when I said we're going to do this reading, I didn't know where it was going to go. I feel... Ooh, it's a heavy feeling, but a spiritual feeling. I think you understand what I mean. You know, when you're tapped in and you're in that zone, if you're in meditation or you're just whatever it is that you do. Ah, yes. Nine of Water. Here is also water with the Oracle. I am the Oracle. My intuitive insights flow freely. Nine of Water. And if you notice in this deck, which is the Dreams of Gaia deck, there are additional archetypes and messages to the card that are not similar to the what you would consider traditional tarot. So the Nine of Cups here, where we would know it as wish fulfillment and other things, in this case it's an extremely spiritual card. You see she's looking straight up and she's being showered with intuitive insights. Right, so with the Oracle here, that's getting those downloads. Tap in. I mean, we're getting a message that we really want to co-create with Spirit in the universe. We need to tell the stories and continue to hold that energy, and we're called to tap in so we can get further and further downloads. Now, there are some great videos on YouTube where there's channeling of the Pleiades, Arcturians, angels, whatever, so you can tap into those if you prefer to, and hear those messages, and you may find inspiration in that. Wow, it's gorgeous. Yeah, I'm going to pull the cards for these, and then I'll give you a little definition of each of the star seeds, of what it's calling on us to do. Oh, gift of the divine. Fall into my arms, surrender, hold the opposites, and we receive the Ace of Fire for cleaning and cleansing. Perspective, please, Spirit. Perspective. You know, it's a beautiful thing, and we agreed to be here to do this work at this time. It's not easy. It's a beautiful thing, but it isn't easy. So I like to give us some inspirational messages. There she is. Hello. I knew you were coming up. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. And the crone is there. Yeah. Now I'm into my feels, like I said. So downloads are coming. Okay. Of that crone energy. Now again, male or female, this is your divine feminine side. Obviously, it has a very female-centered side. That's your intuitive side, your spiritual side, right? More than your action side. So, male or female, it doesn't matter. I hope you didn't check out if you're identifying with male energies, because these are messages to tap into that other side of you. We are all made up of both. So we want to, one more please, thank you. Thank you. Death, rebirth, yeah, That's what we're in. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Fire. You know, that creation thing. That creation fire. Moving forward. So we have this creation. And the Courageous Peony, if I remember, is artistic. Let me grab that book for us really fast. And we'll do a quick little read of To Fall Into My Arms. If you don't have this deck, it's really beautiful. It's by Rebecca Campbell. And she has some meditations and some, I believe, rituals to do if you want to check into her website. My apologies. Fall into my arms, surrender, hold the opposites, extremes of life. The Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source, but at the same time it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. Oh my gosh, the channeling that's going on here is crazy. So often we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded, and when things are bad, when perhaps we've done something wrong. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You're being invited to welcome the highs and lows of the human experience, to let them ignite you more fully, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. Now, this is a starseed activation, actually, which is really kind of cool. So for those who are just starting to open up, you can take a picture of this card, screenshot it, or say that affirmation. Surrender, holding the this doesn't have the affirmation on here. Sorry, my mistake. Fall into my arms. You would hold it over your heart. If you take that screenshot, print it out, or just hold your hand over your heart. So I like to tap 3 times to sort of build that energy in there, and then I'll hold the card over my heart and say, I'm ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I'm carrying onto the Great Mother's altar and fall completely into her arms. And that is the activation. And if you see, if it's kind of hard to see because I'm down in an office, it's kind of dark. There's a woman holding another person in this pool of life with the divine light shining down, but it's almost like cleansing, like that cleansing baptismal kind of experience. So if any of you are just on the verge of getting into crystals, or wondering why, you're thinking about Sirius or Orion, or you're starting to check into these things, this is your activation card. And this is a sign for those of us who are already identified and know a little bit more that we are here to speak and tell others, so that that continues to help them wake, and those who are waking to help them along that path. And the Ace of Fire here, in this regard, is to help cleanse us all and to get us into that space. It's beautiful. Gifted from the divine. Fall into my arms, surrender, release. Perspective. Now, this is a reading with a lot. This is it's a reading that has a lot of actual reading because of these cards. I want to share these messages with you so that you thoroughly know and understand the cards, and that you can take your own use your own intuition how this relates to you. Nature of none of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. Take a step back and look at the bigger picture of your life. Step away from the blinkered vision and reactive frame of the mind, of me against them. Change your perspective. Shift your point of view and zoom out, out, out. We are but a speck of dust in the universe, yet we think everything evolves around us. Like I said, holding that where I'm just a human kind of thing, but knowing that the world is bigger. This moment is a breath in the timeline of your life. The life is a fleeting moment in the tapestry of your soul's experience. Your soul's experience is a flash in the timeline of the unknown universe, and the known universe is a grain of sand in the unknown universe. Take a moment to see the bigger picture, to find common ground, to find deep compassion in your heart, to gain a greater perspective of humanity in this fleeting moment of the timeline of your soul's existence, in the timeline of all that is, was, and ever will be. And the Starseed Soul Inquiry is, are you being called to change your perspective? And with the crone being here, this would be someone very wise who has gone through and seen a lot of life and who has learned and changed the way she thinks about the world. Many times they're softer, and because they're coming from great pain and learning many lessons, so they are great people to seek advice from and go to when you need help. And they're there to help us see things from the different point of view. Like I said, that's the person that you go to, your uncle, your aunt, your, the cool person, whatever, that, there's one person that doesn't care. She could be 90 years old and she's wearing skin-tight leopard pants. She's beyond it, right? But she's someone that you trust to go to and to get advice from and to help you move past a situation, because all of your peers and everyone else around you will tell you similar things from their point of view, right? So, because you have a shared experience with them, so they can't give you that proper perspective. On the other side, it's tapping into your own innate ancestral spiritual guidance, knowing that you've been here before, knowing that you've seen things that may have been amazing if you were time here during Atlantean or Lemuria, or you may remember past star cluster lifetimes. And sometimes it's difficult when you come into an Earth that's a 3D free will sort of planet where, there's the shadow and the light side fighting for dominance here on the plane. But as we know, the light is winning, and that's what we're here to help vibrate into being. The Courageous Peony. Let's see what she says. Come on. Oh, maybe it's by Courageous. Sorry, hang on in there. Yes. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How are you being called to allow yourself to be more visible and seen in the world? Scorpio's card, Death and Rebirth. Letting go of any old identities that you have of yourself and go be seen in a new light. Flowers don't open and close according to who walks by. They embrace all of what they are and show it to the world around them. The peony doesn't try to compete with the cherry blossom, and the cherry blossom doesn't try to compete with the tulip. They own what they are and trust the timing of their true nature. You're being called to do the same. It's time to open yourself up by being seen. Time to share your incredible, multifaceted true nature with the world around you. You may have been taught that it's safer to keep your light hidden and your voice small, to hide behind the bushes instead of growing tall. The Courageous Peony is here to remind you that it is safe to embody all of who you are. It is safe to share your voice and to let yourself be seen. At first it may be uncomfortable and you may be afraid of what others think, but with each passing day it does become easier. Little by little you realize that it draws in those who are meant for you and the experiences you've been longing to arrive at your feet. Excuse me. How beautiful is that? Right? So in this time period, we are co-creating. We're telling the story. Here's really the Courageous Peony can be over here. These messages are all like running into one another about starseed activations for those who need it, with that fire that has happened and lit up inside of you, right? The crone who is here is that wisdom. You've learned these lessons. You don't be afraid. Speak your truth. Death and rebirth. It's okay to start fresh, to start being who you really, really are. Beautiful, right? going to pull some energy oracles, and I'll take some messages from the answers and ancestors and angels for our star seeds for this year. This is overall energy. It's general. It won't resonate with everyone, obviously. I didn't want to pull a month per month because that's not how we operate. So we're operating in past, present, and future timelines all at once. I wanted to get an overall energy for our star seeds, light workers, etc. for 2022. And hopefully, this resonates. Thank you. Strategy. 21. Thank you. Sometimes we have to think about, hey, what can I do? Are you thinking about that? Are you wondering, hey, what project can I pick up? What can I do that will help me further my gifts? 1, 2, help me bring high vibe to the collective. Am I going to volunteer? Am I going to mentor? Am I going to meditate? Am I, garden? Whatever that might be for you. Use a strategy to help you reach that, where you can vibe really high. Sometimes it's just going out in the park, sitting on a bench and being with the trees, sending out that love. Thank you, Spirit. Victory. Yeah. Again, that's a 28. I know it was 27. My apologies. But it is a 1 card with the oracle there. Any other messages, dear oracles? Thank you so much. Archangel Michael. How are you all feeling about this? Man holding a heart, male or female, doesn't matter, but yeah, there's that heart, there's that love energy. That's beautiful. Woman holding a coin. This is the Empress energy again, the earth energy, what we consider abundance, what we consider value, things of value. There's your balance of male and female right there. Okay, I was just told to get some animal spirit messages. Many of the native tribes identify with the ancestors from the stars, as you know, if you've read any of the history. Sometimes they're, first peoples and the gods, came to them and spoke to them. They've always lived life. If you look at the Mayans, they used Venus as their star point. It's really cool to go to Chichen Itza and see how they're lined up for Venus. Wild boar. Okay, let's see what we got. I think that's not aggression. I'll look and see what that is. Thank you, spirit animals. Thank you, jaguar. Bat. Thank you, swan. Oh, with grace. Love that. Deer. Okay. Illusion. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, let's see what we got here. Sorry, my phone's going off. I thought I shut it down. And there are people outside shoveling snow because we had a little snowstorm where I live. So, not what I expected to come out, I will say. I was expecting some other things, but that's spirit. There's a confrontation. You're being asked to confront anything or anybody that you've been avoiding. Pay attention. Embrace your warrior nature. And find the courage to confront your fears. So this is in the storytelling, but this is also in the perspective. What are you afraid of? What little things are inhibiting you in this journey, right? You know, really confront those. Or are you being asked to confront personal weakness or a career challenge? It's time to finish a project that you abandoned thinking it might be too difficult to accomplish. Confront your feelings regarding some situation that makes you nervous and causes discomfort, and bring yourself to the peace of closure. This is also the fall into my arms. This is just, we're pulling energies that are now just validating everything that we talked about. But the boar is showing us the fall into the arms is to release, let go, let this activate. You know, if you're holding off and not wanting to be in this space, that's your free will choice. But if you are and you're still fighting up against it, let it go. You know, that's what our animal spirit guides are telling us. But anyway, I find the native cards as well as the animal spirit guides are so in tune with our spiritual self, but also with our star brothers and sisters. Grace, that's what I thought. Swan, coming from this place of grace. You know, this feels very earth energy. Queen of Earth, and also the Nine of Cups there. If you pulled the Swan, it's time to usher in altered states of awareness and development of your intuitive abilities. Nine of Cups, like I said, opening up to that. The storyteller co-creating, as well as the Oracle with Selena with the forecast, you know, opening up into this, right? It's beautiful. Swan medicine people have the ability to see the future, to surrender to the power of Great Spirit, and accept the healing and transformation in their lives. The Swan card is telling you to accept your ability to know what lies ahead. If you are resisting your self-transformation, Death Rebirth card, relax. It will be easier for you if you go with the flow. Stop denying that you don't know who's calling when the phone rings. Pay attention to your hunches and your gut knowledge, and honor your female intuitive side. So this is really calling to those who are about to wake, are awakening, who are kind of fighting that. You might be the weirdo in the family, whatever. It's okay. People are here to help you. Spirit is here to help you. The Swan with the grace. Gorgeous. Now 27, again, we have 27 here with the storyteller. This is illusion. So again, seeing the bigger perspective, you know, coming out from this, wipe the illusion away. Dragonfly wants to show you what's real. And this is when you start to see the world in a different set of eyes. This is also for the starseeds who have been practicing this for a while, to continue to remove the illusion from Earth, help people wake up to what's really going on. Okay, Deer. Deer is also gentleness, right? I was going to say grace, but I remember that was that. If Deer has gently nudged its way into your cards today, you're being asked to find the gentleness of spirit that heals all wounds. Stop pushing so hard to get others to change. Yeah. Apply gentleness to your present situation and become like the summer breeze, warm and caring. This is your tool for solving the present dilemma you are facing. If you use it, you will connect with the sacred mountain, your centering place of serenity, and the Great Spirit will guide you. You know, like I said, going against it, you might be talking to people, coming from that heart space of love. We don't win by going and beating people over the head with this, right? You win by showing through grace and consistent behavior and that forgiving side, and always holding that high vibration. Now, Lizard, I believe, is dream time, so we're going to double check that. But that, again, will be intuitive messages. So all of our animal spirit are here to say, one, don't be afraid, the wild boar, which is really for the awakening group. And as well, 39, coming from that place of grace. Where's Lizard? With gentleness, you know, be gentle with those around you, be gentle with yourself. Continue to hold that heart space. Here we go. Let's see, in his dream, I'm pretty sure it's dream. Dreaming, yeah. And there's a great little parable in here. I'm not going to take the time to read it, but this is the animal. As you can see, it's well used by me. The animal medicine cards and Jamie Sams. If Lizard dreamed a space in your cards today, it may be time to look and see what is following along behind you. Is it your fears, your future trying to catch up to you, or is it the part of you that wants to ignore your weaknesses and humanness? Lizard may be telling you to pay attention to your dreams and their symbols. Make a dream log and record all that you remember. Be sure to pay attention to each individual symbol or recurring pattern. If you do not remember your dreams, you could try setting a music alarm for 2 or 3 a.m., or you could drink a lot of water before bedtime and allow your bladder to wake you up. Dreams are very important. Pay attention to them. So in those who are, again, about to or are awakening, and those of us who are, been here a little bit, dreams, this is how our collective, how our star brothers and sisters communicate with us. You can set an intention before you go to bed every night for them to come and show you what you need to see. And many times you may not get it in that night, but a night or two later you will start to have this kind of dreams or messages come through to you. This is also in this meditation, using your intuitive insights. A lot of things come to you in dream time that maybe it's not from your particular star group, but it is definitely something that you want to know. So spirit, your angels, your guides, your higher self will come to you in this dream time, speak to you and advise you. Oh wow, so pretty. I'm just so blessed to channel these messages for you and to read for this. This overall energy to me speaks of the fact that those of us who are practicing are going to be waking up more, spreading that love. We're going to come into those who are awakening. We are coming. It's a victory, obviously. We're continue. This is a message that it doesn't feel like it. Sometimes it really doesn't. You wonder why you even bother. But Spirit is telling us that, we are victorious and continuing with this. And the Pleiades are telling us to co-create, use our intuition. We are intuitive and psychic. Tell the stories. Hold the space for those and see the bigger the bigger picture. Sorry, sometimes you can't speak when you're in that mind space. I don't know if you've ever tried it. It's kind of hard. Thank you, Spirit. Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. There you go. There's that intuition. Stand your ground. Here's your boar. Know what you know. Don't let anybody push you around. Stargazer, set your sights higher. There's that perspective again. I feel like there's one more in there. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Please let me know how you feel about this, and maybe we can start like a little chat thing for anybody who has questions. I'm not the end-all to be-all, but I feel like as a community we can learn from one another, connect with your emotions, right? There's that man holding the heart, coming from that. Reconcile, like that I'm sorry, reconcile that. Whatever you want to forgive or need to be forgiven, even if it's the world as we live and the madness that's going on right now, connect with those emotions, because our emotions are our gateway, and holding the love space, coming from the heart. But you also need the passion, and you need a variety of other things. So, also with the water guardian, that's your aquamarine, which is our storyteller. So, and the blue from our stargazers. Thank you, Lord. Take charge with authority. There's the boar, because it also has the antlers that the boar has on here. Okay. And finally, Father Sky, trust in the unknown. That's beautiful. So with Pleione over here as the mother of the sea, you end up with Great Spirit with the eagle and Father of the Sky. Wow. There's your balance. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. It's been an honor to channel and gather this information from you, for you, from the Starseed collective, I will be doing some additional Starseed Lightworker readings. You know, as I said, this is for the overall energy for 2022. But as we go into the year, when we come into portals, particular planetary alignments, then I will add some more at that time. So let me know what you think of these. My name is CJ again, and if you like this, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I love you all. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Talk to you soon.